today there has been a bit of an error in this room and it is very much my fault. Well, hello everyone, we are back for another day of renovating, and we're actually back in the bedrooms today, although the main thing I'm doing today is not in the bedrooms, but I'll get to that. We are back putting some finishing touches to these rooms, which is very exciting. So Neil today is going to be putting radiators on in here and next door, because the carpets are coming on Thursday. There's a bit of pressure on with the radiators to get those on fitted, so the carpets can be fitted around them. So yeah, these rooms in under a week will have carpet and be able to like walk in here and be dusty renovation dumping ground. I'm very excited, which also reminds me I need to give this fireplace a good clean before those carpets come, because she is dusty and dirty. Also, another thing I'm hoping to do today, which I didn't really show you, is get these beautiful Victorian finger plates back on the doors. I'm not actually sure I want them yet. They were covered in gloss. I've restored these by hand. It wasn't actually that hard a process in the end. I thought it was going to be like impossible, but they're looking like tarnished and worn and imperfect and patinaed and a bit ropey, to be honest, but I kind of love that. That's the history of them. That's what they are. I kind of love the characterfulness. They look old because they are old. They're like 130, 140 years old. So, you know, we're going to put them on as they are. I've given them as much of a polish up as I can. You know, I've done my best. So let's just see. And one of them's even got like a slight crack in it, but you know, I don't care. That's what they are. They were hidden under gloss for years and years and years. In fact, we've been able to save them, and they're in this kind of acceptable state. I think is great, and it's a bit of history of the house. Don't just want to bin it just because they're not perfect. So I'm really looking forward to getting these on the door. But my main job today, main task, is not a fun one that I've just been like kind of dreading. But we've got to do it. We got to do it. And when I stripped all the paint off the stair stringer and we attached arc shaving the skirting and we did all the dodgy filling and stuff. Well, today's job is sanding this all back. And it's not just here. It goes up the staircase there. It also, behind this box, which is our bed, it goes all the way down there as well. So I'm going to do all the sanding and prep work on that. And then we can start painting it. Hopefully next weekend we can like paint this area. Got big plans for this area, which I'm very excited to get on with, but I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of myself thinking I can get it all done today. Let's see. And then because the carpet's coming on Thursday, this all needs to be cleared out. All of this needs to go somewhere. I don't know where we're going to put it all. To be honest, a lot of it just needs to go back in the shed. And because these rooms have been empty and just been renovation dumping grounds, we've just been using them as storage. So we actually need to spend some time doing some tidying and packing away. So that is today's plan. So it is now just after 10 a.m. It's like 10 past 10. I'm going to do some bits and bobs, and then I'm going to crack on with the sanding in the hallway, which I'm not looking forward to, because if anyone's ever sanded anything before on a scale that large, going up like 3 stairways, but also getting it into like all the nooks and crannies of each little bit and like getting all the curves perfect, blah, 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 like just, it's not a fun job. It's like dust mask on for 3 hours, covered in muck. Also, my sander doesn't have a fucking hoover attachment, so it just goes all in the air and gets everywhere. So anyway, it's going to be a fun Saturday, and it's sunny outside today, and I'm missing out on that because once again I'm in here. But tomorrow I've got a day of nothing, and it is sunny, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's all worth it because we need to get prepped. The carpets are coming, so once the carpets are in, we can build our bed, assemble the bed. We can actually move our bed back down here. We start living down here again. We can fill up our beautiful wardrobes, which I'm so excited just to get all our stuff in. These are stunning. The quality as well. Oh, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wardrobes. So this room is so nearly done, so nearly done. Literally in a week's time, we'll have carpet in here. Next weekend, we might be building the bed and moving the bed down here. Imagine us living down here again. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's get going and see where we get to today. that was fun. That was, well, just over 2 hours of sanding. Worse in places than I expected, but okay overall, like 2 hours, job done. Well, I have put, as you may have seen the footage, some fine surface filler over the top where it's a bit bumpy in places or a bit gappy, and that's going to act like, I don't know, sort of like when you plaster a wall, that's like skim top level plastering, that's going to just smooth everything over, and I'll give that a really light sand to finish with like 240 grit. But overall, I'm just happy the job is done and never have to do it again. And what I'm hoping to do now is hoover up, have some lunch, sand that fine surface stuff that I put on really lightly, and then put a primer over all of the wood. So then that means that next weekend or the weekend after, whenever we come to it, we're ready to paint straight away. There's nothing more to be done in terms of preparation, which would be great. So I'm going to go get myself a drink, order some lunch. As you can tell, it was a sweaty, messy job and I look a fucking state, but beauty has to suffer momentarily for me to get this shit done. Anyway, I'll leave you there and I'll pick you back up after lunch. Day is done and I'm absolutely I'm absolutely frazzled. It's now 10 to 6 at night and we're finished. And it was just a day of like all little bitty jobs today. So I feel like we made progress, but we didn't make massive progress, you know, like just got bits and bobs done, but nothing in particular. So there's nothing massively to show for it, apart from Neil did a fucking banging job getting the radiators on. So we now have a radiator on in the spare room that is all plumbed in, working. We've checked the heat and worked, everything. Very happy, it's all working. Neil, if he ever is unemployed, absolutely has a career in plumbing because he absolutely smashed this. And yeah, these are the eBay radiators that I'm a big fan of, super cheap, and they always look the part. There's never any issues. They install nice, they plumb in nice, no problems. The valves are also eBay as well, no complaints. We've got them all throughout the house. It's my little renovation hack, is buy radiators on eBay because they're so much cheaper and brand new, free delivery and everything. And same goes for in here. So the light's a bit different in here. I don't know how this is going to show up because you've got dark green with black against it, but we've got two dinky little radiators, again from eBay, two little boys in here now, same valves, they're all working, the heating's working when we eventually need it in the coming months. But today there has been a bit of an error in this room and it is very much my fault. So I got some curtain poles from Screwfix that were really cheap, they were great, right size, right shape, right look, everything I wanted, and they say they're antique brass, and I got them out of the box. They looked antique brass, which is just like a slightly duller gold colour, and I was happy with them, but now we put them up, I don't know how well it's going to show you in this light, but now we put them up, they just look dark silver, they look like dark metal, and obviously we've got a brass ceiling light and brass handles in our wardrobe, and the curtain poles just look grey. The second they went up, obviously Neil did a banging job putting them up, and I'm very grateful, but I was like, they are not right, they're not right, so they're going to have to be changed. So yeah, I fucked up on that one, but there we are. Luckily they are cheap, but obviously I'm going to have to pay now again to replace them. We can't take these back because they've been out of the box, they've been installed, they've been put up and everything, so I'm going to have to take the L on that one. Yeah, and I'm going to have to pay out for new curtain poles, 2 new sets, so yeah. And then while Neil was doing his bits and bobs, I sanded down the stair stringer. There's so much stuff around me. I'm so enclosed, like cardboard boxes everywhere. But if you can see, sanded down the stringer, which came up really, really nicely. I've had to do a second layer of like fine filler over the top of the curvy parts just because of some lumps and bumps in the wood filler. So that was like the base filler, sand it back. Now put the top coat filler on. But obviously it's still drying, so I couldn't sand it back and prime it today. The plan was to sand it back after lunch, get some primer on it, so I'm going to have to do that. I might do that tomorrow evening, just do it after work, get that done, and then once that's done we can start decorating this hallway. There's just stuff everywhere, fucking hell, life is a mess. Okay, so as you can see behind the ladder and behind the box and bits, the curves are looking good, the sanding is overall looking pretty good, but I've just got that top layer of white on in places where it just need a bit more filling, but we're getting that curve, we're getting that shape. And once this is all painted, you won't even know all the hard work and graft that went into such a small area, such a small bit of wood. But it's going to be worth it because it's going to give us that lovely end result. their coherent curve. You won't even know that it's just a load of filler holding it all together. So yeah, to be continued in the hallway, but for now, that sun, that evening sun is really sunning. I didn't manage to get the finger plates on either. The little screws we found weren't quite right. They didn't fit and they were just like silver and shiny. And I just need to get some little gold ones, some little brassy ones that you won't even notice that in keeping with the finger plate. I think if I just put some like modern chrome screws in there, you're just going to see them, and I don't want that. It's going to just buy some slightly prettier ones to make them look a bit better when they're on the door. But it's another job for another day. So I'm going to leave it there, drinking these rooms as they are with the dusty floorboards, because next week, next time I see you, we will have carpets down in here and next door, which is very, very exciting. There'll be actual carpet down. We're having the carpets in these two bedrooms done first, then we can come back and do the hallway carpet at a later date after we've decorated. But we just want to get these ones done so we can get our bedding and furniture in and actually start using these two rooms. I've got apple in my teeth. Has that been there the whole time? Probably. But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you there because it's past 6 o'clock. I've been going at this for like 8 hours. I haven't even showered today. Look at the state of me. I want to just feel clean, feel comfy and cozy. I want to sit down for more than 10 minutes. I don't have dust on my hair and on my face and in every little nook and cranny on my body. Hate it. So thank you for so much for watching the decorating phase and living through it with us. I'd say it's been fun. Has it been fun? It's been tough. It's been challenging. It's been a learning curve, but I'm really happy with what we've achieved. And this week, the carpets will be down and we'll finally start to have an actual finished room. Hope you've enjoyed watching along and going on this journey with us, and please do keep watching because there are some beautiful things to come, like wall lights, beds, furniture, everything. It's going to look gorgeous in here. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you subscribe so you get the next Reno installment, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. I'm starting to decorate the hallway. The height of this wall is about 3.5 meters, so